Jorge Francisco Isidoro Luis Borges Acevedo, 24 August 1899 – 14 June 1986, was an Argentine short story writer, essayist, poet and translator, and a key figure in Spanish-language literature. His best-known books, Fictions and LLF, published in the 1940s, are compilations of short stories interconnected by common themes, including dreams, labyrinths, libraries, mirrors. Fictional writers, philosophy contributed to philosophical literature and the fantasy genre. Critic Angel Flores, the first to use the term magical realism to define a genre that reacted against the dominant realism and naturalism of the 19th century, considers the beginning of the movement to be the release of Borges's Our Universal History of Infamy. However, some critics consider Borges to be a predecessor and not actually a magical realist. Figures as Spinoza, Camus, and Virgil. In 1914, Borges's family moved to Switzerland, where he studied at the College de Genève. The family traveled widely in Europe, including Spain. On his return to Argentina in 1921, Borges began publishing his poems and essays in surrealist literary journals. He also worked as a librarian and public lecturer. In 1955, he was appointed director of the National Public Library and professor. Completely blind by the age of 55, as he never learned Braille, he became unable to read. Scholars have suggested that his progressive blindness helped him to create innovative literary symbols through imagination. In 1961, he came to international attention when he received the first Fomenter Prize, which he shared with Samuel Beckett. In 1971, he won the Jerusalem Prize. His work was translated and published widely in the United States and Europe, fluent in several languages. He dedicated his final work, The Conspirators, to the city of Geneva, Switzerland. His international reputation was consolidated in the 1960s, aided by his works being available in English, by the Latin American boom, and by the success of Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. Writer and essayist J.M. Coetzee said of him, "He, more than anyone, renovated the language of fiction and thus opened the way to novelists